So I think this is going to be a shorter video. And the reason I'm making this video is, again, a little bit is really for my own personal knowledge. But I have an Insta360 Ace Pro and I have a GoPro Hero 11. And we've reviewed a lot of dash cams on this channel. And one of the things that is always kind of a drawback in regards to some of the dash cams, for one, is just performance in general. They don't necessarily stack up to what you and I would get even from an action cam, especially during the day. At night, they do okay. They realize that their sole purpose is to be able to capture some stuff, so it's not fantastic, but it's fine. It works. But a lot of comments I get are, why can this not perform the same as an action cam? And usually my response is, well, because it's a quarter of the price, number one. But the other thing that I wanted was that I will be using, again, a camera this year as a vlogging camera. And because of some of our trips that we have planned, there will definitely be some occurrences that I will be shooting or need to shoot in some fairly low light scenarios. And in low light scenarios, or maybe even darkness, I wanted to have a camera that I thought would do well. So in preparation of that, I figured I'd mount my GoPro and my Insta360 Ace Pro in the window of my car and shoot from daytime all the way through till when it was pretty much pitch black, just to see how well these cameras did and if it was something that I could use when I was motorcycle riding. Now, I guess in theory, if you really wanted to, you could use these as a dash cam, but my recommendation is use a dash cam as a dash cam. Use these for those instances that you want to capture and record and edit and have some fun with your footage. So number one, I'm going to show you some footage here that we took, well, you're seeing it right now, from the GoPro through the day. Now this is of course shot in its 5.3K mode, so you'll be able to get an idea of its quality. Now because you are shooting in 5.3K, you do have a little bit of zoom ability. So what I'll do again here is that we'll actually do a bit of a zoom in to see what it looks like on this license plate. Because really, a lot of times during the day, if something happens, maybe you want to be able to see what the license plate was on the car that was in front of you. Anyways, this is the GoPro. And I think, you know what? During the day, of course, it does a good job. Here is the Insta360 Ace Pro. Now, I recorded this in 8K 24 frames. And again, the big reason that I shot it in 8K was to see how it compared to the 5.3K of the GoPro and what happens when we zoom in. So if I zoom in here on the 8K on the actual Ace Pro, this is the quality and what it looks like when you try to capture that license plate information. So what are your thoughts? Do you see much of a difference? Is it better? Is it worse? Would it be something that you would use? Now, the one thing to realize is that you are shooting 8K and even 5.3K, so the files themselves are bigger. I was actually shooting on both of these cameras with 256 gig micro SD cards. So you want to have a fair bit of storage when you know that you're going to be capturing files of this size. Now here comes the kicker. Here's the GoPro when it's dark. We had gone into the city and when we were leaving, it's dark. And you can see how the GoPro does. Now it's not horrible, but it's also not great. And this is definitely a concern for me when I'm doing low light riding for my moto vlogging or just capturing the trips that we're doing. And it could even be capturing, you're not motor vlogging, but you're just trying to shoot outside of your car, or you're just outside and it's dark and you want to be able to shoot. This is kind of what you're going to get when you're using a GoPro. Now this is a GoPro Hero 11. I really don't believe that the 12 is any better. When the 13 comes out, who knows? That's something that I'm sure we'll figure out when that happens. But city lights. This is city lights on the GoPro when it's dark out. Here's the Ace Pro. I will be completely honest with you. I was just shocked. I did some testing. You guys may have seen it on this channel walking around the house when it was a little dark. But seeing this thing with movement outdoors throughout the city, it is surprising how much better it is in low light. Of course, I am using their low light mode, but it's there, so why would you not use it? Again, this really just shows two things: that sensor size increase that the Ace Pro has is definitely coming into effect, and that AI chip that they have on their camera that is strictly designed for low light and noise reduction is doing a fantastic job. Here's the last one. We are traveling from Halifax to where we live, and there's pretty much no light except for headlights. And you can see on the GoPro here, I'm not going to show you a whole lot because you can tell right away. Not a lot of anything. It's just noise. Definitely not something I would use. And to be honest with you, with a camera like this, it's not surprising that this is kind of the results. Now here's the Ace Pro in the same amount of light, which is basically my headlights. It's completely, I don't know what magic they're doing under the hood to make it do this. And honestly, when I stopped recording, and I recorded for about 15-20 minutes, you really expect that it's going to have to do a fair bit of processing to this clip to get it to look like this. So it's going to have to run for a couple minutes. It's like 3 seconds, 5 seconds to process the whole thing and do all the noise reduction. It's just doing it on the fly. Really, really amazing. One major reason that I actually bought the GoPro, and it was width, and I will still say that the GoPro's width is a little wider, or can be a little wider, than the Insta360 Ace Pro, but you can't argue with the image quality that comes out of the Ace Pro. It has to be the camera that I'm going to use. And I just dropped a whole bunch of money on the GoPro, and it's sad because I'll probably just end up using it as a backup camera, because I have a whole bunch of other cameras that I'll use instead of that one. So that's kind of sad. Anyways, I just wanted you guys to see it, get some ideas of these cameras in use when they're actually moving, and this way you can see what to expect this spring when riding season starts. All right, my friends, that is the GoPro Hero versus the Ace Pro when it gets a little dark out, and it's not even close. Could you use this as a dash cam? Yeah, I would think so. At least the Ace Pro. The GoPro only in the daytime for sure. All right, my friends, that's it. I'm out. We'll see you guys later. Links down below if you're interested. And spring, it'll happen in the spring.